Hi everyone, I hope you're having a very good day or evening depending on when you're watching this video. I am Monica, I'm the co-founder of Compare and founder of VoxBrand. VoxBrand is a product that we are developing right now, and the aim is to democratize personal branding for everyone. So let's start from the beginning. I'm just one person that started working for someone else. That was the beginning of my career as a UX designer. And then during the pandemic, we had the idea, me and my business partner, which is also my husband, Pedro, we had the idea of creating something completely different from what I was doing, but really related to what he was doing, which was related with visual effects and compositing, which is something that it's done to create all the effects of the big movies that you know, to build dragons, etc. And me as a UX designer, I started helping creating a program for people that wanted to grow in their career. So for us, it was a big transition. So we started by going from something that we were really comfortable about, which was working for other people. And then all of a sudden, we were working for ourselves, and we were creating an amazing product. We knew that what we were doing was very relevant for the people that we were aiming. So we understood the audience. But we didn't know how to start promoting or saying, hey, I have something that you might be interested. So that was really the beginning of our journey in terms of developing our personal brand. So Pedro started developing his personal brand, telling to his audience, hey, I have experience. I've brought a bunch of knowledge from the X years of experience working in visual effects, and also with the things that he had from mechanical engineer. And in my case, I was like, okay, I'm doing something completely different. No one knows who I am, but I'm doing this, and you might be interested. So that's the reason of personal brand is no one knows who you are. No one knows what you're doing. And the goal is to start telling people, hey, I'm doing something that you might be interested. The big blocker, I think, is many blockers, but the big blocker in terms of personal brand, I think, is new. Is new to anyone. Like, it's not a natural thing. It doesn't come natural just to start promoting yourself and saying, this is the value of what I'm doing, hitting on the nail of the message, that people are going to find it interesting. So I totally understand. I am doing this, and we work a lot in Compare to develop our brand. And now transitioning to the things that I am doing currently, it is a struggle anyway. I'm trying to find my voice. I'm trying to tell people what I'm doing currently. And that has been very, very hard. But to give you some context, Compare is still running, but it has its own audience. But one thing as business owners that we were doing to help us on that message to come across to everyone in our audience was to deal with our marketing. And I was doing all my posts for the brand manually. I was doing all the visuals, trying to nail the message, but I was really dependent on Pedro because he was the one that had all the knowledge of visual effects and compositing, the discipline that we were talking to people. And it was very, very hard. It was consuming a lot of our time. I was dependent, like, you have to sit down. I have these visuals, and I think the topics that are interesting for our audience are these, but you have to write the posts, write the prompts. And it was super painful. It was taking away a lot of time for what we needed to do, which was to work on the business, have new ideas, develop the product, the service, the finances, dealing with accountants. All of that needed to happen at the same time that we were doing the marketing. So Pedro had a very good idea and he's all about systems and automations. Like, we need to make our lives a little bit easier. And we truly believe that just being the two of us, we needed to find ways to help us to free our time and our mind to focus on what really matters, which is to grow the business. But you cannot grow the business without announcing to the world that you're doing something that they might be interested to purchase. And we created a system that worked for us. So we created something with AI and automations that was helping us with the information that we were feeding to the system to create the prompts. And that was like half of the story already happening for us in terms of energy that we were not burning, to have relevant content being generated for us daily. And we just needed to edit some of the things, tweak the message, and then deliver to the world. That system was so good that we actually had time to free ourselves to do the growth of the business. And we were sharing with other founders, with other solopreneurs, with other people that were struggling with the same things that we were struggling. And people were saying, wow, I really need something like that. I really have a lot of work doing all the posts, understanding what am I going to talk to people. And we were like, okay, there is a lot of people that have the same need. So currently we are developing VoxBrand, which is a subscription-based product. And the passion here is, we saw, and with the conversations that I had with so many people, they were doing so many valuable things. And the struggle was always the same. Like, how do I find the time and the creativity, and my skills of writing are not on par with all the other accounts, beautifully shaped and very polished. How do I find my own way of doing things that are relevant for my audience? So yeah, we decided to develop this product to using AI to help on the hurdles of getting you some content that you can start with, and then make your tweaks and use it as a tool to experiment and find your own voice. But I'm gonna talk about the system that I am using currently to deal with my own personal branding and going out there. But I wanted to hit the pause button now and talk about why is it so hard, and to share a bit about my struggles here. To be honest, my video today is going to be a bit all over the place. I am just here to present myself and tell my story a little bit. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm just going to put it out there because I really feel that what I'm going to say is going to resonate with a lot of you, which is, I'm not so polished like other people that I see. I struggle. I'm just me. I just want people to understand who I am and understand what I'm building and why am I building. And I truly believe in this solution, and I want people to feel like, okay, I understand who this person is, I understand what she's doing, and I want what she's providing. And it is hard. It is hard, like, to totally have my thoughts aligned in terms of what am I going to talk, how am I going to show people, but it needs to be done. The importance of personal brand, not only today we hear a lot about personal branding, but it's truly necessary. So let's say I was really struggling to do my first video of YouTube. This is my first video of YouTube. I really, I'm gonna confess, I really decided today that today's the day. I have my system. Thursdays are to record videos and edit and launch and upload it on the YouTube. But my brain decided that my house needed some cleaning. I needed to wash the windows, do the laundry. I don't know. Anything was better than just sitting down and recording this video. I have a word for that, which is I was procrastinating, and I knew it. But every single time that I was thinking to sit down here and to start recording, my heart started palpitating. I was like doubting myself, all the voices of, what am I going to talk about? Maybe I'll do a short video, maybe I'll do a long video, but what exactly am I going to talk about? All of those things were running freely in my mind, and that gives me a lot of anxiety. That makes me feel super overwhelmed. I start thinking about other people's accounts that I follow, and I'm like, I'm not going to be as good as this person. Maybe I'm going to mimic what this person is doing, but no, this is not me. This is not who I am. This is painful. Like, I feel like a lot of stress. I don't want to be here. And I'm sure a lot of people feel like me. And I know that a lot of people feel like me. But it's something that I'm forcing myself. I am forcing myself. I don't mind. I don't care. I just have to record these videos and put it out there. And the reason is because if I don't go from procrastinating to do something, I'm going to continue on that painful place of doubting myself, feeling that there's no other way, and being in pain. And to be honest, it's something that I have to do. So I already have a system in place, and I divided by parts. And I know the reason why I'm doing all of the parts of that system, and why is it important to do those parts of those systems. And again, it's only one goal. People don't know me. I need to go tell everyone who I am and tell them what I'm doing. And you hear a lot of people saying, oh, you need to do a podcast, or you need to do a newsletter, or you need to do every single post for every single day, and you need to nail the time of the post that goes because of the algorithm, and then you have to do the carousels, and then you have to have the words on the videos, and then it's just too much. Like it is too much to find a system that works with my own life. Like I'm married, I have 2 kids, I have a life happening, I'm transitioning one kid from a nursery to another one, which is a bunch of paperwork and praying that the kid is gonna be okay on the new nursery. So there's a lot of, the life continues to happen independently on whatever you're doing. And we have to embrace that. But it's really hard to sit down and nail on a system that really works for us. But I truly believe that we need to start from somewhere. And then when you have something, you can actually see, okay, this is not working. I need to refine this. Why is this not working? And one thing I know is to not lose track of why you are doing those things. And for me, it's again, only one thing. People don't know me, and the world has now several channels available, and I need to work on mini systems for every channel so my voice comes across. So people know me and understand what I'm doing and resonate with them or not. And the people that resonate will stay, and they will continue to follow my journey, and they will buy the solution that I have for them because they see value in it. I am doing this not to just say, hey, this is VoxBrand, you have to purchase. I need to explain why I started doing this, what made me do this, because I really felt passionate about one problem, and I had the solution, and I truly believe that the solution is going to help everyone. But being here recording videos is hard, but here I am. I'm doing it, not editing anything, and I think a lot of people will resonate with this. But anyway, going for the practical thing here, I'm going to show you a bit of my system because I think it's going to help you at least start thinking about something that works for you. And I have a whiteboard, and I'm going to start talking about the system that I created and I'm currently using on my day-to-day, and it's helping me to at least organize my thoughts, organize my week in order to get a little bit of my voice across. And the aim is to start refining. And I'm going to tell you about my mistakes along the way, and what am I trying to do to mitigate those mistakes. So VoxBrand, like I said, it's a subscription-based product that we are developing currently that helps people to write their content in a very much easy way that is taking information from the information that they provided that is really, really personal, which means that whatever is generated is going to have your story, your kind of voice coming across. And the only thing that you have to do is to produce a bunch of content until you find the tune of your own voice. So in terms of VoxBrand, how am I telling people what I'm doing? And the goal for you to develop your personal brand is exactly to promote whatever you are doing. And the system that I am doing here, I think it's going to be useful to you. So one thing that I've done was, okay, I was completely lost. I was just doing whatever. I was looking at the internet and people are doing this, people are doing that. Also thinking about what we've used on Compare, and I was trying to mimic, but it's not the same. You just don't go take one system and put it into something else. It needs to make sense, and you are in different stages, so it needs to make sense to you. So one thing that I knew, I needed to do LinkedIn and Instagram, because those were the channels that I wanted to have my message across. And then I knew that I wanted to have some newsletters because I wanted to continue the messages that I was doing here in a very summary kind of format to develop more on the newsletter, providing more value. And then I knew that I wanted to do this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, to tell everyone what I was doing and to help other founders to understand the systems and the things that I was doing to help them and provide some value. Again, taking from the newsletter and developing a little bit more on this format. Like I can have a conversation, I can say more that I am saying on the newsletter. So this is already something. It's already like a mini, this is a mini system, this is another mini system, this is another mini system that I have to find, like in terms of, okay, so what is the step one here is to create content. Maybe I don't go post by post, I do something else like in bulk. And of course, this I use VoxBrand because this mini system happens here. And then I develop here on the newsletters by taking the content that I have here and going to ChatGPT and say, hey, develop those posts into something more aligned to what I want to talk about, like develop what I started here, and then I refine it. I tweak it and I see the value, I understand what I'm saying to my audience. And then on the YouTube, hopefully, I'm going to take one of the items of the newsletter and I'm going to create videos that expand on those topics. So as you can see, those are already mini systems. But there's also something that I am doing, which is every time I do these, I'm going to tell people, hey, we are developing VoxBrand. If you are interested, you can join the waitlist. So if my message goes to the world, let me draw a mini world, and some people resonate with what I'm doing, I'm gonna have them on a single place that I can continue my communication with them, because I understand that here I'm just sharing to the world, and then some of the people are going to feel interested on what I'm saying, and then they're going to the waitlist. And that waitlist, I want to engage more with them. I want to provide more value. So I actually have a community on WhatsApp. You don't see it, but it's here on the WhatsApp. So how do I actually make sure that I have the time during my week? And how am I going to kill the overwhelmed feeling of, oh my God, this is insane. I have a lot to produce and this is killing me. So I have a little mini system that I'm going to share on the screen right now. But this is just to give you an overview of what am I doing. And this gives me like a planification of the things that I have to focus. So let me drop the whiteboard and let me show you exactly how I make my week to make time to do every mini system to work for me and to free myself to something else. So VoxBrand fits here on developing the beginning for me of the story. That helps me to create the ideas, to narrow down, to clean my mind, to find my voice, and then that feeds everything else. But let me show you how I distribute during the week. So, okay, the thing that I was struggling the most was not feeling overwhelmed and trying to understand how can I be able, with the rest of my life happening with businesses and personal life, how am I going to distribute all the tasks throughout the week without feeling overwhelmed and making sure that I am producing something for my personal branding. And this is just the beginning. This is just the system that I've created recently to deal with everything for VoxBrand. And I'm going to share it with you because you can do your own. You can just take this one and rearrange it and do it your own and kill some of the things that you are not doing, some of the things you want to try and then reassess if they are necessary, which is exactly what I'm doing. But anyway, just to show you how is my system and where VoxBrand fits in and what helps me with the rest of my system. I'm recording this for you guys. So we talked about our system on my whiteboard, and I have what I call mini systems that are part of this big system. So the first one is, I know that it's very, very important to be present on LinkedIn, because this is where I'm going to reach the audience that I have, and the audience that I have for VoxBrand are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people like me that are building something and they need the world to know it, and then find the really people that want their solution and just be part of their audience. So I know that social media is very important. So this is my little blue social media system. And then I know that the people that resonate with my posts, they are gonna I always have a CTA to join the waitlist for being the first people using the VoxBrand when it's launching in a few weeks from now. And I want to gather those people and nurture. So I have a waitlist, and the waitlist is gonna provide me all the information from those people that are interested, then I can actually write newsletters for them and provide even more value that I provided from my social media posts. And again, I'm reusing the same creativity and the same topics that I define that are important to my audience. And again, none of these systems happen without a very important thing: audience. Audience is everything. This is the beginning of everything. You need to understand who's your audience, and you hear this a lot, but it's really crucial. So your audience is, who am I talking to? Because all the information that you're providing here need to resonate with them. So it's really important that you spend some time just understanding who your audience is. And then the newsletter, like I said, I have my mini system. I take all the content that I have here, I go to ChatGPT, I gather everything in a Google Doc, and I do my my newsletters scheduling on MailChimp. And then I am doing some live events to have people actually connect with those people and talk about their challenges, understand what they need, and provide like a bit of a hint of what VoxBrand can provide to them, but also to talk to them about their needs and to provide more value about the things that I know about personal branding. So those newsletters, I announce those events on the newsletters, on my community and other communities where I know my audience lives. And then I have a system for the event itself. So I use Luma and a Google Meet link that is available to everyone. Also, for the YouTube that I'm recording, I'm using QuickTime, and then I'm going to edit on DaVinci, and then I'm going to launch on YouTube. And then I'm going to reuse this content, and I'm going to do short clips. Then I'm going to post on my social media. Also, I'm going to program that on Monday, so I actually have every single short being posted daily or with the frequency that I want. Also, I have a little bit of automations to have the posting going for the LinkedIn and Instagram. And finally, the community that I have from my audience that I gather, and I want to provide more value to the community. And with this system, I know exactly what I have to do. So this kills the overwhelm. First of all, this big piece, which is the beginning of how do I manage my message, is already being dealt with VoxBrand. Then I know that Mondays, I just need to focus on these tasks of creating in bulk. So I have like a good amount of time that I already have this content produced and ready to go. I don't have to think about that anymore. So I tick those things, and I know that I just have to check from my automation if my short it was posted or not. And I have to engage with my community because I want to engage with my community 3 times a week. As you can see, this week I didn't do those 2 tasks because I was pulled for something else, but it's okay. I have an idea of what I'm accomplishing every single day, and I have a sense of accomplishment, and I have a sense that I am doing things, and I can refine those systems anytime. I can say, well, do you know what? For the events, I'm not ready now for the events, so maybe I don't have to do them, and I don't have to do it on Tuesday. I don't have to do it at all, well, because I'm doing events on Wednesday. I don't have to do it at all because I don't want to do this now. I feel that I have to work on building my message to have people more interested to come to my events, and maybe it's a step too far. So you refine the system, you refine the way that you feel that you get the answers from when you do your actions. And again, this is literally to just help me stay in check, not feel overwhelmed, make sure that I am accomplish something every single week. And that's it. That's exactly what you need, just to accomplish something every single day. And it's not overwhelming. And I can actually say, well, in the meantime, for example, Monday, if I ticked everything and I just have to send a newsletter on Tuesday, I have plenty of time to focus on my business, and this part is already dealt and it's forgotten, like to the back of my head. I can focus on the business, and that's it. This is my system, and I hope you take it, mimic, make it your own. It doesn't really matter. I'm just showing what's working for me, and hopefully it's going to be useful to you. So that's it. Hopefully you found my system useful, at least for you to start and to refine or to take it. Just take it and build your own. Take mine and try to mimic. I don't care. Just use something. I know how daunting it is to start and to organize all of these moving pieces, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that it's really hard. So hopefully VoxBrand is going to help you with that part of the system of producing content, that it's going to unlock all of the content that you have to produce after. I encourage you to take like a whiteboard, just write down all of the things that you have to do and question how it is important for you to feed those mini systems in terms of message. And please really nail, first of all, your audience. And it doesn't really matter, just start with an idea and see if it resonates with them or if you need to tweak. It's all about experimentation. Hopefully you like my story. Hopefully you like what I had to offer and you found some value. If you did, just like the video, drop some comments. I'm going to continue to deliver some raw videos like this is me. This is who I am. Hopefully I'm going to continue to provide value to you and help you along the journey of personal branding. And if you are interested in joining VoxBrand, join the waiting list. I'm going to leave the link below. And yeah, exciting times. So a few weeks to go to the big launch. And if you are on the waiting list, you're going to be for sure selected to be one of the first ones to use it. And yeah, hopefully you're going to nail the first steps of your personal branding, or continue your personal branding with more ease after this show of a system. And yeah, break it, use it, just do whatever you need. Thank you so much. This was not as painful as I was thinking, which is a relief. I can go and do something else with my life and just have a break. But yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.